Hell's corridors echo with silence now, not screams. The demons, those ancient terrors we once feared, aren't plotting chaos. They're kneeling. Why? Because of you. The Chosen Ones didn't just defeat Hell's armies, they humiliated them. And here's the kicker. Demons didn't lose in a fiery battle. They lost to the one thing they never understood: unbreakable willpower from beings they considered inferior. Fact. In most mythologies, demons thrive on human fear. But what happens when fear is replaced with defiance so profound it shakes the very gates of hell? Well, the devil gets an identity crisis and demons line up for a group therapy session. Hell isn't out of fire, it's out of fighters. And it's all your fault. At number 1, Hell's hierarchy has fallen. Hell's hierarchy wasn't just feared, it was untouchable. For centuries it stood as an ironclad system of power, demons at the top, humans trembling at the bottom. That was the unspoken law, the way things always were. But then, the Chosen Ones came along and tore that law to shreds. They didn't just challenge hell, they dismantled it. The rulers of torment, who once stood unopposed, were forced to their knees. This wasn't just about defeating demons in battle, it was about exposing the weakness they had so carefully hidden. Their power wasn't absolute, it was borrowed, taken from the fear, despair, and submission of those they tormented. When that fear was ripped away, their throne crumbled. The Chosen Ones didn't just fight back, they flipped the whole system on its head. Now there's no master in hell, no terrifying king of chaos ruling from a dark throne. The demons who once enforced the rules of suffering are scattered, their unity destroyed. They kneel not out of loyalty, but because they have no choice. They are stripped of their pride, their purpose, and their place. The hierarchy they worshipped for eons has collapsed under the weight of mortal defiance. For the first time, hell itself is leaderless. Its system, its entire identity is in ruins. The demons aren't planning revenge, they're lost, broken, and humiliated. The unshakable fortress of terror has become a wasteland, and its architects bow to the very ones they sought to crush. Hell isn't just out of demons, it's out of power, and the Chosen Ones didn't just win. They made sure hell will never rise the same way again. Number 2, you weaponized what demons feared most. Demons were never afraid of swords or holy water. They've faced warriors, priests, and prophets for centuries, and every time they've found a way to crawl back into power. What they never expected, what they couldn't prepare for, was being undone by the one thing they've never fully understood: the intangible. You didn't win this fight with brute force or grand miracles. You used weapons they couldn't see coming. Unwavering purpose, relentless hope, and an unshakable will. Demons thrive on chaos, feeding off despair and fear. They manipulate weaknesses and twist emotions until even the strongest crumble. But you gave them something they couldn't corrupt. Your defiance wasn't loud or flashy. It was relentless, like a quiet storm that wore them down over time. Every time they tried to break you, you stood taller, more unyielding. They didn't know how to counter that. Their playbook is built on exploitation, and you simply refused to play their game. And it wasn't just what you wielded, it was how you used it. Demons expected resistance, but not strategy. They didn't expect you to turn their tactics against them. They relied on fear, and you gave them none. They counted on your doubt, and you gave them confidence instead. Every move they made was met with something they didn't understand: resilience they couldn't crush, faith they couldn't shake, and resolve that wouldn't bend. You didn't just fight demons, you forced them to confront the one truth they feared most: their power was never real. It was always stolen, and when you took it back, they had nothing left. That's why they kneel now, not because they were defeated, but because you showed them they were powerless all along.